So many times we do one thing and it becomes our habit. Many a times it becomes an addiction and we don't even realize that we can come out of it. Namaste, goddesses. Welcome to another episode of Planet Aphrodite with me now. In today's episode, we are going to discuss about addictions, habits, cravings, desires, something that has gone a bit overboard. How many of you have felt that you started with very innocently trying a cigarette with your friend, or maybe just a cup of different coffee which you never took, like something that happened in my case. A very innocent cup of coffee, and I was hooked and addicted to it. Maybe a relationship that you thought was beautiful, but then it turned toxic. Maybe a video game, maybe a habit of watching Netflix series. It could be anything. Nothing is good or bad, right or wrong. So there is a caveat there. That do not label things as good and bad. Only thing that can do a quick test, if you're ready to do, is are you able to enjoy that, or that thing or relationship or thought or belief or addiction is enjoying you? Who is the slave here? So I'll repeat this again. Just check who is the slave here, who does not have the rules, who does not have the controls. Is it you, or X, or the addiction, or the food, or the cigarette, or the Netflix, or another game of video game? What is it? And in the end, does it make you feel good about yourself? So today I'll share my coffee addiction story. Very innocently, somewhere this year, I fell in love with coffee. Very nice brand, nice Colombian coffee, very fine grade. So it came at home. So I usually collect a lot of very good teas and coffees for guests. Not that guests come anymore, but whatever. And so this particular coffee got me hooked. Very exquisite flavor, taste. And this got me into the habit of drinking it every day. You would say, what's the big deal, Meena? Like, if the whole world drinks coffee. But I'm an Indian and I love coffee with milk, of course, vegan milk. So will have it with coconut milk, and I will have it with brown sugar, not white sugar, but still brown sugar. So every day I was feeding my body brown sugar. That's not something I believe that is good for me as a habit to have. More than coffee, I was concerned about the sugar. Coffee definitely creates a lot of acid in the body. So does sugar. And though, in spite of the fact I was having either jaggery powder, brown sugar, or many other by sugar alternatives, I was still feeding my body sugar, and that is not something that I feel good about myself when I do it. So the final question was, does it make you feel good about yourself? So it did not make me feel good about myself. What are the options we have many a times? Option is, you have it and still feel guilty. And many a times addiction overtake us so strongly, or the addiction has such a strong hold on us that we do not think we have a choice. So if you are in that state, do listen to this video twice, because you don't know that you always have a choice. So I realized that I have an addiction and I have a choice. So every day I would have 1 cup of coffee. Earlier I would have it around 12ish, because I have never been a tea or coffee drinker in my life. And if I would have tea or coffee, tea was still okay, but if I had coffee, I would not sleep for many, many, many hours. So, because of the coffee, I was not able to sleep. So, that was my concern. And many of you know that I'm an NLP master practitioner. So, I worked on myself at 2 a.m. in the night. I took a cup of coffee and I worked on my mind and I slept peacefully, blissfully. So, the sleep part was taken care of. Still, I was feeding my body sugar. Okay, then what were the options? The option were either I could go for black coffee without sugar, or stop coffee, or do something else. So when you are in a situation, look for the different options that are available to you. And if you think you don't have any options, talk to someone. They would tell you that there are options available. You may or may not execute those options. That's a separate story, but there are always options available. So far, you are with me, goddess? Now, so I was having this coffee and I'm like, okay, so finally the coffee is having me. I'm no more having the coffee. The sugar is having me, the surge of sugar. Since I don't take sugar regularly, I feel it like instantly in my veins. It hits my system. And it's not the surge I want to experience, because that's not a good thing. Having your body go through a certain surge in sugar and getting your kick out of it. Unless you have like a low BP or low sugar, then you may want to do it for your own good. But on a regular basis, I don't want to do that. Now, I ask myself, what are my choices? Okay. And then realize I would still like to continue with coffee without being a slave of it. And I would still want to have it with sugar, but without being an addict. So I found my middle path. So I have coffee once a week with sugar, which I enjoy every sip. That is my celebration. That is my bliss. I don't know how long that thing I'm continuing with coffee. And one thing I know for sure, if I want to give up something, I can give it any moment. So for 5 weeks, I didn't touch coffee. I was doing my Chaitra Mas fast and I didn't touch it and I didn't feel it. And one day I felt like having coffee, and that day I had coffee. So then it becomes an indulgence, a luxury that I give myself, permit myself. But that luxury is luxurious. It happens once in a while. So, goddess, look around. See your food plate. See your cups. See your glasses. You know the glasses I'm talking about. See your cigarettes or drugs or anything, even a relationship, even thoughts and beliefs that you are addicted to, sentences that you are addicted to speaking, which are not helping you, which are not empowering you. And whatever it is, list down all your choices and select what you want without being a slave of anything. It's a process of deep unconditioning and unlearning, but it's possible. And with this message, I want to gently remind you to increase the dose of self love, because self love can cause miracles. It has caused millions of miracles in my life, and it can cause millions of miracles in yours. So, see you next free day on another episode of Planet Aphrodite with me now. Till then, keep on learning. Namaste.